Connecting. And we're live. So, Ellie, I wanted to give you a massive welcome. For those that are kind of connecting with us right now, I'll give a bit of backstory. Obviously, we've been working together for the past 10 weeks or so. You've just come out the other side of the beauty and business program.
Yeah.
And life is good, right?
Life is great. Yeah, I'm so happy I did it. I'm really happy.
So as you know, obviously we connected just as you were coming out the other side, and we have had kind of a brief conversation, but kind of just wanted to dive in and share through the next like 20 minutes or so what the experience has been like for you, totally authentically, and just to kind of have a catch up and really collate what the experience has been like for you and what your results have been like.
Yeah, so my kind of main kind of takeaways and results from the program will be my massive mindset change. Like my mindset has changed like irrevocably. Like I feel like I can't go back to the mindset that I had before. I was kind of negative. I was feeling negative about my business. I thought I wasn't.
Yeah, I was just going to say that tends to be the most typical thing is you don't even, when it's kind of just a nature almost or a habit, you don't even realize you're doing it. And it's not until you kind of get thrown out of that you look at it and you're like, oh God, I didn't even realize I was operating that way.
Absolutely. And I kind of needed to rewire myself, and the course kind of helped me do that. Especially the massive focus on mindset at the beginning kind of set me up for the rest of the course. And tackle it in like the right way, because I feel like if I hadn't done that, I would have carried on with like the same negative mindset that I didn't even know I had, especially around money and finances, and just like getting real and actually kind of looking at my finances and looking at where I was going wrong and where I wasn't investing in my business and where I was chucking money and I shouldn't have been, and things like that. So like I feel like those are massive game changers for me.
Yeah, well done. And also like truly well done you, because you have to be hardworking to get the amazing results, and you followed the process. You did the work, you showed up committed, you took action, and that's what really creates the transformation. Because as you know, I've been a makeup artist for 15 years, and the reason I decided to step up as a business mentor years ago was because I didn't have that level of support for myself, and also, you know, going through the process of hiring mentors and creating that transformation for myself, I felt a responsibility to share with other women just like you and potentially the other women watching this right now, to really show you like what is possible, and you know what can happen when you show up and you allow yourself the magic to happen, and you really decide that what you have been living is not what you stand for anymore, and that you are prepared to step up, fulfill your purpose, make a difference in the world, and do more of what you love. And you were totally that person, which is why we're even having this conversation right now. Because you were the type of woman that got resourceful, got committed, decided that you wanted to show up, you know, in new exciting ways in your life and your business, and that's why you've obviously come out the other side and have had a really positive experience. So a massive hats off to you.
Yeah, I'm just really happy that I did it. I feel like, I don't know, like I thought I was happy and I thought I was just carrying on, and then after my breakthrough call I was like, actually I'm living life really small. Like I'm just kind of accepting it, and I had accepted it. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, carry on, and then if it doesn't work, I'll get a job in a bar and everything will be fine anyway. But actually, no, that's not what I want. And doing this course has made me realize that I can have what I want, and it's just there for me to take. I just have to reach out and take it, and it's that easy.
Well, you decided that you weren't prepared to settle at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, like I've been really honest with you, like I was in a really long-term relationship, I was living with somebody, and then actually when I kind of pictured my life, I've come out of that now, and I've lost weight, and I've, you know, I've started dressing more myself, and I just feel I feel like I'm back, and it feels amazing. It feels so good.
That's like life-changing stuff. This is like far beyond business, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Way beyond business. Like it's just for me, the whole mindset thing was the most valuable part of the course. Like, there were so many valuable business lessons, and I learned so much about marketing and social media and all of that, which was amazing. But my biggest takeaway is the mindset aspect, which is just like, it suffuses everything in my life now, which is amazing.
I love that. And
Yeah.
it's, you've really hit the nail on the head. And that is, when you focus on developing yourself and getting the support and the accountability to make that transformation, that's why mindset runs through the body of the program. It's like, we can give you all of the strategies, we can show you how to market yourself and show up on social media and be visible in your business, and all of those key pieces that are essential to growing a thriving hair and makeup business. But if your energy, your mindset and your attitude is off, then you will not see the results that you want. So this is really about you doing the internal work in order to create the external experience, which is the money, the clients, the business that you want, the opportunities that you want, everything internal, how you feel about yourself, the world, your business, everything. Then, when you work on that and you shift that and you develop that, it then creates a completely different external experience with how you, get to operate in your life and in your business.
Absolutely. And I felt that change happen massively. Even things like, sort of telling myself and knowing that I'm going to succeed. And it's not anymore like a hope, it's like a knowledge.
Yeah.
That's been a massive shift for me. And it's a much more comfortable feeling to know that success is something that I have and something that I'm going to receive more of, than to hope that it's something I'll get. Like, it's much easier to sleep at night when you know that all of that is on its way to you.
Yeah.
So much, yeah.
Absolutely. So just to give us like more detailed and like tangible insight, before we connected, what did your life and business look like? Like, what were your biggest challenges?
So my life and business looked like a phone that was constantly on and constant availability to my clients. So I was sat on the sofa, say if I was watching TV with my boyfriend at the end of the night, my Filofax and my phone were there next to me all of the time. Like, even if I was in bed, they were next to me, just in case that client popped into my inbox and I had to reply to her now. I was always busy, but I was never really achieving anything. I was super go, busy. I'm so busy, I can't possibly fit my friends in all the time. But actually, I was kind of not really getting any work done. I was just busying. I don't actually know what I was up to. That sounds really silly, doesn't it? But I was just busy for some bizarre reason. But now I am getting more work done and I am less busy. So the work that I am doing, I've learned to divide my time up so that I am working really hard and working really smart when I am working. And when I am not working, my phone is down and I'm present in that current moment in that room, which is a massive, massive shift for me, because I've not been present in the room for years.
Yeah.
And I'm that actually years.
Yeah. And I think that can be the difficulty, is like when you're desperate to like grow and develop your business, you're like, I need to be available all the time in case that person reaches out to me. And it's like, you're almost like in lack mentality of like, I need the client so bad that I have to be available all the time in order to make my business work. And actually, when you shift out of that and you kind of own your power and you step up and you put boundaries in place, it absolutely changes how you show up in your business, the results that you get, and how you get to actually show up in your life as well, which is obviously totally what you were experiencing.
Oh my God,
so absolutely. Like, I'm on all of the time, I'm busy all of the time, and I'm not seeing the results that I want. It's and that I had like because we can all fill our day with stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I had like blinkers on and I was kind of avoiding, like I was just like this, like looking at my phone, doing my business and kind of avoiding everything else. A lot of things in my life were kind of not really right. Like, my relationship wasn't right. my living situation, that I was just eating too much and I was not happy, and I was wearing leggings 24/7, and I'm back in the jeans now. Great. I was kind of like almost a bit of a passenger in my own life. I think that's the problem. And I've started Pilates and I've started pole dancing.
Good for you. My
and it's amazing. Like, I just, at the beginning of the course, like, I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, we're heavily encouraged to kind of live the life that we've always wanted to live, and act on that life now. And I just thought, do you know what, sod it, I am going to do that. And I really did that. And I sat and I booked my Pilates and I booked my pole dancing lessons and things like that. And that's, opened doors for me. And I've got clients from those things even, and I was just sitting in my office kind of
with the blinkers on, thinking I need to do this. Yeah.
And I wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah. And it's funny because typically the things that we need to do the most that create massive change in our lives for the better are the things that we're not doing. Absolutely. And it's because we don't, it's almost like you're scared to look at your bank account, or you're scared to step out of your comfort zone, or because you don't want to have to deal with it. You're like, if I keep on keeping on and I stay where I am, I'm safe, I'm comfortable, I can focus on this, I know it. Whereas when you start to expand yourself and it is uncomfortable, but it opens you up to all that magic that you then started to like experience, and was like, holy shit, I've been missing out on this whole time because I was scared. I was staying here and I was staying scared.
Absolutely. I was missing out on a lot, and I was just missing out on kind of my life. And I live with two housemates, and they've said to me, oh my God, you've actually come downstairs. And I was just sitting. I don't know what I have no idea what I was doing. I was just sitting upstairs.
Yeah.
And it was sad, really, you know.
And that will resonate with some people in that exact way, but it can also be like transitioned into other examples. So it's basically, you weren't showing up, you weren't connecting with people in the same way because you were internalizing.
Absolutely. And I don't think I was really showing up with my clients, which is awful because they're who I'm doing it for. And I don't know kind of where that connection, like, I can't put my finger on where that was missing, but it isn't missing anymore.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah. Amazing. So you had the Filofax to hand all the time. Your phone was always on. You always kind of had it here in the back of your mind, like on your sideline.
Yeah.
You had to be on all of the time. Were you making money in your business, and were you booking clients consistently in your business? Like, what did your business look like?
Yes, I was making money. And yes, I was booking clients, but I was making enough to scrape by, and I was getting enough clients to scrape by, and they weren't the right clients, and they didn't respect me enough, and they weren't paying me enough. Don't get me wrong, some of those clients I've kept, and I've kept a great relationship going with them, and my relationship with them is stronger and better as a result of being in this program, because I've realized, you're one of my golden clients. I'm keeping you. You're why I do this. I want more people like you. And I've used those clients as a framework to collect more clients like those.
Yeah. And do you feel like you've reframed your relationship with them since going through the process?
Absolutely. Even what I would call my favorite clients, which you're not supposed to have, but I do. You just do, come on. Like my super regular clients that I see kind of like weekly or bi-weekly, I reframe my relationship with them because I've been able to show them the gratitude that I've always had for them, you know, which has been lovely. And I've been able to kind of have a word with myself and think, this lady is the type of lady that I want to keep having. And now that I'm giving that energy to them and I'm showing gratitude for them being in my life, more people like that are coming my way. And obviously as a result of that, I'm doing much better financially. and I'm in a much better position in terms of, I know that the clients are coming my way, so I'm not freaking out, and the overwhelm isn't there anymore, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Amazing. Okay, so when you kind of like, when you look at what you were dealing with when you and I initially connected, what life looked like, how you were operating in your business, how you were spending your time in and outside of your business, when we connected, we really like focused on the challenges that you were facing and the things that weren't working for you at that time that you were aware of, because obviously on reflection it was so much more than that. Now you're kind of through it. But when we had that initial phone call and we connected, and I really supported you in figuring out like what wasn't serving you right now and what the challenges in your business were, when we discovered that we were a great fit and that the beauty and business was going to help you solve those problems that you were facing and fix the challenges that you were trying to deal with in your business, what internally happened for you to be like, yes, I need to do this. I know that this is what I need. I feel scared, but I know that I need to, like, why did you join at that time, really, is what I was asking you. Like, what was right for you?
Like a real point of stagnation, and I could recognize that. And obviously after the initial conversation with you, sometimes you know exactly what you need to do in your heart, but somebody has to shake you and tell you to do it.
Yeah.
And for me, I knew that I'd reached, like, I felt like, you know, all this pressure and all this weight on me, and I felt like I'd reached this point where I had to do something about it, but I didn't really know what. And I'd kind of thought a little bit about business mentorship, and I was kind of treading water trying to do all of these free webinars and stuff like that, and like get little nuggets of information from those. And I'd reached a point where I knew something had to be done, and I knew that I was ready to go to the next level. Like, I'm nearly 25 now. I'm not 18 anymore. I'm a business woman now. I'm not just a girl doing a bit of makeup. I am ready to be a business person. And I knew that in my heart. And our conversation together kind of affirmed for me what I already knew, which was that I needed to grab the ball by the horns now. And though it was a super scary conversation, because it's not easy, somebody telling you what you already know, which is what you're doing is not sustainable anymore. And I knew that, of course I knew that, but having somebody else say, listen, you're right, you can't keep doing this, and then offer you this shining, scary alternative is at once terrifying and a massive relief. It's a very bizarre kind of mixture of emotions, because you're like, oh my God, thank God for that. There it is. There's my solution. I knew I was willing to work hard for it. That isn't even a question about it. And I think if you're questioning whether or not you can be bothered, it's not the right thing for you. Like, I knew in my heart I was willing to do anything, and I made an investment in myself and my business, and it worked for me. Like, I can't even physically go back. I feel like I don't even know how I would go back to what I was doing before, because I don't really know what it was, you know? And it felt amazing. It honestly felt like all of this pressure building up inside me and all of this fear. And that fear didn't go away when I booked onto the course. That fear kind of slowly melted away as I got through the modules. Especially the initial mindset modules. And then I thought this huge wave of relief that everything was going to be all right. And it is. And it's great.
I feel emotional like you sharing that, because it is really terrifying. And when you're like stuck in a rhythm, you're so scared of like losing everything. And but you're also so scared of not living up to your true potential in life.
Yeah.
Because when you have a real passion for being a hairstylist or a makeup artist, and you've got society or even friends and family in your ear being like, it's time for you to get a 9 to 5, it's time for you to go and do the bar work to like make sure that you are managing, that you can pay your rent every month or pay your mortgage every month, it can be like soul crushing. So then when you are given the opportunity to transition into the life that you know that you deserve and the business that you deeply desire for yourself, it can be that like, oh my God, you know, thank God that this even exists, that there is something that can pull me out of this. But you also, like you said, you have to overcome that fear of like, I've got to invest in this.
Yeah, and it's not only the fear of financial investment, it's also the fear of like the accountability of somebody saying to you, why haven't you done that this week? What are you playing at? Like, this is a huge opportunity, like, and being held accountable. And in the program, obviously there's a group of girls that you share the program with, which I initially thought, I would rather have one-to-one with Brooke all of the time. But actually, I was totally wrong about that, because having this, and it's a very small group, and they really feel like sisters on the course with you at that time. Yeah. And having them ask questions that are relevant to them, maybe not necessarily you think to yourself, oh my God, I can do that as well. And some of the questions that the girls were asking and some of the issues that they were bringing up are things that I did not even know I was experiencing until they said it. And I thought, oh my God, yeah, that really resonates with me. And that's massively helpful.
Yeah.
Massively.
I think a lot of people have a really similar experience of like, I think one-on-one, it has to be one-on-one in order for me to get what I need. But it's like you said, like when you're in a group space, not only are you part of a sisterhood, but their experience becomes a shared experience. You know, their wins become your wins and vice versa. But also, you know, on the basis that we're sharing a journey, but we're also at different stages and with different perspectives. It's like that girl might ask a question that has been so helpful to you that you didn't even think to ask, and vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so it gives you even more value.
Yeah, they're doing things I didn't even think of. And I'm doing things that they didn't think of. And you can copy each other and it's fine, because they're halfway across the world. So it's okay. Yeah. Like, you can go, do you know what, Caroline? I'm going to do that as well. And it's absolutely fine.
And how cool to be like, I've got business besties in other continents.
Absolutely. And I will go and see Caroline in New York. I will. It will happen.
And we totally know that she would love that as well.
Yeah. I'm excited. And she can come to Manchester if she wants.
Okay, so we've really uncovered like where you were at and what the leap looked like for you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't necessarily have the money sat in your bank account being like, oh, I've got the investment sat right there.
Oh my God, no.
You have to get smart, don't you?
Absolutely.
So I think it's really easy for people to be like, oh, well, I haven't got the money to do that. And it's like, if you're committed, you make it work, don't you?
I absolutely promise I did not have the money to invest in the course. Brooke will tell you, she was on the phone to me for 2 hours of her time at night, kind of coaching me through, because I wanted to do it and I wanted it so much, and I was running up and down the stairs, wasn't I? And going, wait a minute, and I was on the phone.
You were figuring it out because you were committed to getting the out. Like, this is the thing, when you go through that process, the thing for me, the reason I stayed on the phone with you is because I wanted to show up and support you in the best way that I could. And the best way that I could support you was getting you to step outside of the fear and commit to doing this for yourself. It actually had nothing to do with the money.
No.
And I think a lot of the time people use the excuse of like, well, I don't have that money sat in my bank account waiting for me to do this. That's never the case. But it's like, if you are at a point in your life and business where you're like, I can't sustain this, I need to make a change, or I'm tipping over, but I know that I can achieve so much more. Because sometimes you don't have to be in dire straits. It's that acknowledgement of like, I'm being smaller than I know that I can be, and I want more for myself. So regardless of what point you're at, it's like, you don't necessarily, it's not easy peasy, like just lining all the stuff up. It requires you getting resourceful and saying, you know, I am so committed to stepping up and being the woman that I desire to be and creating that reality for myself and kicking ass and being a full-on boss in my life and my business, that I'm prepared to figure this out. And also, you know, I was there to support you through the process, that you didn't feel like, oh my God, I need to do this and now I need to figure out how to do it on my own and I don't know how to do this and I don't feel supported, because really our work started in that very moment when you decided to step up.
Absolutely. And I felt that like I did not feel like the call totally kind of put me at ease. I felt kind of like cradled through this, what at the time was an absolutely terrifying experience.
Yeah,
I felt like I wasn't on my own, because I wasn't, because you were there with me and it was great. And then afterwards I was like, because we had an absolute faff, didn't we, getting me sorted and onto the court. But after, as I am known to do with everything in my life, but like after all of it was settled and sorted, the feeling of, oh, I'm going to be all right now was just overwhelming. And it was just, and I am all right. And my life has changed. Like, I cannot stress how much my whole life has changed.
yeah. So give us that, like, give us the ins and outs. Like, how has your business changed? How has your life changed? How has your internal dialogue changed? Like, what result, like, let's get really tangible. What are the results that you've seen?
So I think that, and this is something that I kind of said at the beginning of the course, in my mind, because of, I mean, I'm a massive Vogue reader. I read ID and Vice magazines and stuff like that. And I love like cool, quirky stuff. I was like, in order to be a successful makeup artist, I have to be at fashion shows all the time. And I have to be kind of doing photo shoot, and I do photo shoots a hell of a lot, but I have to be kind of very editorial, and it's about editorial makeup, and that's what I need to do and that's what I need to be, and blah blah blah. And as I kind of got through the course, and also I will share, Brooke gave me an amazing opportunity to go to London Fashion Week, which was sick. And that happened in my first week of the course. What the hell, man, I loved it. So that was great as well, very specific and very great. But I kind of, as the course goes on, you're kind of charged with this insane task of asking yourself what actually makes you happy and what you actually want. Mm. And if I look at my clients and I look at what makes me happy and what I enjoy doing in my job, in my artistry, it's those, like a lot of my clients are kind of kooky and a bit alternative, which is sick. But they're normal women, yeah. And I get to make them feel $1 million. And I kind of learned to recognise that as much as Fashion Week is great and I love it, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. And as much as the editorial work is great, what really lights a fire under me is making other women feel good. And I've kind of learned to really look at that, and that's what makes me happy. And it might not be as high flying as New York Fashion Week. It might not be that, but what really makes me happy is doing that. So I found a nice salon run by a girl that does me the sickest nails ever. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, I've been eyeing those up.
But they're flames, for God's sake. So cool. So she's called Millie.
You're like, this is the epitome of my life.
I love that. I'm so happy. She's called Millie and she's only 21, and she's got her own little salon, which is in Athlete's Palace in Manchester, which, if you haven't heard of it, it's like a collection of really kooky little boutiques in Manchester. It's so cool. And she was doing my nails one day and I was talking to her a little bit about the course and a little bit about the changes that I'm making. And she said, why don't you come in here and work with me? And I said, all right then. And that was that. So from October, I'm going to be working in this super cool little quirky salon with Millie, and we're both super excited for that to start. But again, that wouldn't have happened without the course, because before the course, I wasn't allowing myself the treat of getting my nails done.
Yeah, and you weren't probably having those powerful conversations either.
No, of course I wasn't. Of course I wasn't.
Love that.
I was doing nails with my Primark nail varnish, like, don't smudge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that,
now you're like, I'm a badass with flames on my nail.
Yeah, and it's sick.
Creating amazing business relationships whilst I'm having fun.
And that feels great. It feels so good. It feels so good. So yeah, so I've got that to look forward to. I'm still doing some of my celebrity clients, which I was doing before, but actually I've worked out that maybe, I do love that, but that isn't where I need to put all of my eggs, because actually my happiness kind of lies in the balance between doing those celebrity clients and doing those photo shoots and doing my nights out and my glams and my weddings for ladies that don't get it done every day, which is brilliant.
Yeah, amazing. So
Brilliant.
so with regards to the going back to the result, you've obviously like built that relationship where you get to now be in that awesome space with Millie.
Yeah,
Are
amazing.
you booking more clients, making more money? Like, what does that look like for you? Have you seen
Yeah,
results?
yeah, I am seeing results. I can't really kind of quantify and put my finger on what exact, and I know it's not an exact shift that happened, but my phone is busy. My phone has, people ringing through, and my phone has, oh, Ali, can you fit me in tomorrow? And oh, I've got a wedding coming up, can you fit me in? My inbox is receiving messages from brides. I've got a new bridal package which people are inquiring about and booking onto, and I'm having kind of little breakthrough calls of my own with them, why they should book me, why they need me to do their wedding makeup. And it's not a case of convincing them that they need me, but it's a case of them already knowing that I'm the person that they want, and me just confirming that for them.
So you've totally refined your sales process, and it's having an impact with how many clients you're booking.
Absolutely, absolutely. And not only that, but there is kind of that constant ease and flow. And you know what? If I get a client and she decides I'm not the fit for her, or I decide she's not the fit for me, it's fine. And I don't despair over it anymore. And I don't waste energy trying to claw onto this client that really I don't even need or want, because I've got that steady stream of women that love me and I love them. And I say women, actually people, because since this course I've done so much drag makeup. It's literally insane.
That's awesome. So you built like new niches in your business.
Absolutely. And you know what? Doing makeup for kooky alternative people that I get to dress up as the person that they want to be, for me, is what I have realized my niche is. I just want to make people feel like whatever them they are in their head. Which is
love that. That's like so rewarding, isn't it?
Oh my god, yeah, it just feels great. Yeah, it feels so good. Like I feel like I can do as many models, and I've got a model coming to my house soon, and I'm super excited to do her makeup because the pictures are what I love, and I love seeing my work published, and I love all of that. But really, at the heart of it, it's making people glow.
Yeah,
that is what kind of, I don't know, that's what it is for me. Yeah.
You're giving someone a feeling, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And that's, and I don't know if it's the same with you when you do this mentorship. That's what it's the same.
That's why it literally touches an emotional nerve with me when you were talking about how transformational this has been for you, because it's exactly why I show up and do this. But at the end of the day, and this is like a really good like closing point for us, this transformation would not have taken place, and I would have not had the incredible privilege of mentoring you if you hadn't have stepped up and decided to do this for yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's what it comes down to. It's like when the universe presents you with an opportunity like this, and it isn't for everyone, and we don't invite everyone in, but when it fits and you have that opportunity, you chose to embrace it. And that's why we're having this conversation. And that's why, I get to do what I get to do, and you get to do more of what you love.
Yes. And because I'm so grateful.
My pleasure, honestly. But it has a massive knock-on effect. It's like the way that I have been mentored and everything that I have really channeled into this program that has changed my life and the women's lives just like you that have gone before you and yourself, allows you to then serve so many more people by expanding your business and your life experience as well. So
absolutely,
it's like it spreads it like just huge. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, like one thing that I will say is I had, prior to the course, a very negative view of money and wealth, and I saw it almost as like, I mean, even in films and TV when you're little, you know, the baddies are always rich business people, aren't they? And I have learned that I might not be rich yet, but wealth is, I have wealth, and wealth is coming to me. And, you know, I'm really grateful for everything that I've got. But the more abundance and the more wealth I have, the more I can project out onto the world. Like, I'm giving way more to charity now than I was before, because how could I give to charity when I wasn't earning enough money to support myself? I couldn't. So in, you know, if you allow yourself that wealth and you realize that you're deserving of it, you can help so many more people in so many other ways, and that is a beautiful thing to be able to do.
Incredible. Well, it's like the best human experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you can up level and improve your life, your own life, in order to impact other people to the same degree. It's like, you know, me sharing with you is allowing you to share with all of your clients, to do the charity work. I'm sure that your friends and family get a very different experience from being with you now, and that you can show up for them in a completely different way. So it just has a massive knock-on effect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really grateful, and thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing and being so open to kind of hopefully inspiring some other women to take action and step up and stop playing small and really fulfill their potential and their purpose in life.
Yes, I hope so, because they all deserve it. And I wish there was some way that I could like actually be like, do the course. Like, come on, do the course. But all I can say is, for me in my life, I would do it 10 times over. If I could rewind back to the start and do it all over again, I would. Like, honestly, it was such an enlightening experience.
And just to like really condense this down, we only started working together a matter of weeks ago. This is a 10-week program. Yeah. So it's not like you've had to wait months or years trying to figure this out, wasting money on the things that you said that you were paying money for that weren't working for you, banging your head against a brick wall, trying to figure it out, not knowing what to do, continuing with that frustration, continuing to play small, continuing on with relationships that don't serve you, not serving your clients to the best of your ability, even though you felt like you were in the moment.
Yeah.
It's a completely different life.
It is a completely different life, and it's so quick, and it feels like ages ago, but actually it's not. It's weeks.
But having that accountability that you said, you know, being accountable to someone was really scary for you. But it puts a rocket up your ass, doesn't it? And
it really
you so much more in such a short space of time, that obviously without that traction, you know, we could be having this conversation years and years down the line, and you not be, you know, experiencing what you're experiencing now, because you would have carried on doing what you were doing before and seeing the same results.
Absolutely. And
that's what 10 weeks can do. Yeah, amazing. Thanks so much for sharing, gorgeous.
That's all right. Thank you so much. I'll wave. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You'll have